Hello team, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video. Today we're going to be looking at Army Fat Camp and comparing it with the US and to the British and seeing if it is a good thing and if it's actually helping new recruits. Let's get into it.
Family Day at Fort Jackson, South Carolina. The first time relatives have seen their loved ones since they've been transformed into soldiers. The crowd goes wild.
Always a really proud moment, no matter what you're doing. If you're doing some massive sort of pass-off parade, Americans look like they go quite big there with a lot of smoke. British Army pass-off parade is amazing. The sense of pride is absolutely unreal, and then your family come and see you. Absolutely love it.
Fort Jackson is a soldier factory. Around half the country's troops are trained here. Literally hundreds pass out every week. Wow. 45,000 come through here each year.
45,000 each year. That's over half of our British Army altogether. And that's how many they're trained in a year.
But despite the huge numbers, recently the US military has had something of a recruitment crisis. The worst recruitment crisis, in fact, since it binned conscription 50 years ago. Last year, it only managed to enlist 75% of the soldiers it needed. But the problem isn't a shortage of applicants. The problem is a shortage of applicants able to pass the entry tests. And for many, that was on account of their weight. So
it's quite crazy to think that the British Army is going through a similar thing. I really believe that they're going through a massive struggle of trying to recruit, and there's more people leaving the army than there is joining, and that's down to people not wanting to, but it's also down to people not being able to get through the standards. The British Army has set up something similar to what you're going to see in the video, and we'll go through it. But it's crazy to think now that we are in a generation that, me personally, I do believe the standards have been lowered, and we can't get them through those basic standards to compare to what they were back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and definitely during like World War II. The standards have been lowered, have been made slightly easier, and we can't get the recruits or the numbers in that we used to get. Do you think that's an issue?
In an attempt to resolve recruiting issues and at the same time help young Americans achieve their dreams, the US Army started an experiment. They created the Future Soldier Preparatory course with two strands, one helping those who failed academically and the other helping with weight loss, which some have affectionately dubbed Army Fat Camp.
I've always struggled with my weight.
Alexia was desperate to join the army, but at 5 feet tall and weighing 113 kilograms at the time, she was nowhere near the maximum percentage body fat required. Then she came here.
So like I said, this is very similar to the British Army. Whether you were overweight or didn't pass the fitness standards, or you struggled on like academically, leadership, through the command tasks, or something similar to that throughout the selection program. You then got put onto this program, and I believe it was around 4 weeks, depending on what your reason was there and why you were there. And this was going on while I was an instructor at Purbright. Obviously, it's going to get dubbed Fat Camp, and it did work. If we are struggling to get recruits in, then you need to come up with something new. Okay, like I said, back in the day, this didn't happen, but we are going through this crisis, so something like this is very good. It does help.
I really appreciate the drill sergeants like pushing me, and then also like just being there, like having that support, because that's what really gets me. I'm sorry. Yeah. So like them, like, because it's hard when you don't have the support. So then like coming here and having that, it was really nice for me. Like my parents do support me, but it's not the same way. Like they also struggled with weight, so it's like they couldn't really help me. So it's like having people that can't help you and are pushing you, like that was really nice for me. And if it wasn't for this, I probably wouldn't be here right now. So yeah. Yeah, I didn't want to.
You can really see how much it means to her.
I was trying so hard not to cry.
Let's get after it. Let's get after it.
I was more than fine coming here because I knew they were very trained professionals that would help me out properly losing weight. This is my third week, 17 days. It's going very well. I should be taping out next week due to just what I've been losing weight by. I've lost probably about 25 pounds already and 4 inches on my waist.
And it showed
25 pounds in 17 days, around 3 weeks, is insane amount. God knows what they're doing there. A lot of that will be water retention, so you change what you're eating, you're going to lose a lot of water. So that does happen. You know, we say lose 1 to 2 pound a week on average is a very healthy weight to lose, or, you know, half a pound. You know, he's lost, what's that, 8 pound a week. Like I said, a lot of water retention. He's obviously been a lot more active than he used to, and he's eating a lot less calories. So it obviously does work. You know, the army is BMI. You've got to hit the BMI. If you turn up to phase 1 on day 1 and you're over that BMI, you're going home.
those are my clothes. Like my clothes are a lot like right now, like I look like kind of skinny. When I got here I was a little rounder. So now I'm a little flatter, which I appreciate. Little by little I feel more fit and I can do things a little bit more athletic. So it makes me feel good. I'm like, yeah, I'm, you know, sporty, I'm athletic.
Try to do 3 sessions a day.
Nice.
More so circuits through the day. Keeping them moving. We're gonna do 1 heavy, 1 moderate, or 1 light. Keep moving, keep moving.
Love
It's
that. Just
supposed
keep
to hurt.
them
Every
moving,
single
burn
drill sergeant's gonna
calories,
handle
keep them
stuff
active.
in a different manner. My way of motivating them is really just going along with them, doing exercises with them, or pulling them to the side, having a little chat with them, and making sure that they have their focus on their goal, which their goal is to get out of the Future Soldier program and get over to BCT. It's supposed to burn. That's a good thing.
They were like, just don't give up on yourself. As long as you don't give up on yourself, we won't give up on you. You give us 100%, we'll give you 200%. Having somebody like constantly like motivating you, letting you know like you got this, we got your back, like it's been really nice.
Try to stand as tall as you can.
Fort Jackson was instructed to set up the pilot in July last year. In the first 6 months, it had been so successful they'd created a 2nd battalion, and the Army has now launched another course in Georgia. It was Lieutenant Colonel Hayes and his team who were tasked with creating the first one.
It's been incredibly successful. Overwhelmingly so, I think, at times. It was intimidating. I think part of it was because it was way outside a lot of our comfort zone going in. And there was a mindset change and a disciplined learning environment evolution that we had to go through here. And turning, you know, a 200-person organization on a dime in a couple of weeks to make that change is a challenge. It was more of an education piece on our part, realizing that nutrition and good sleeping habits are a bigger impact on someone losing body fat in a healthy way. I would also
Really good they're doing that. Nutrition, sleeping habits. It's not just about thrashing and beasting people now to get them to lose weight. It's about doing the basics. Love that.
say it made us all take an honest look at ourselves and invest more in each one of us to be better, as we're now the role models for the people we're trying to help.
Exercise alone won't shed the pounds. This is a holistic program incorporating mental and spiritual aspects, sleep and nutrition.
Right now, we're going to go inside the dining facility and see defect operations.
The required body fat percentage ranges between 18 and 26% for men and 26 and 34% for women, dependent on height.
As you can see on the defect operations, you have the food labeled in a green, amber, red status. Green being the healthiest and red being towards the left in your not so healthy options. Per Army Regulation 350-6, we cannot tell a student that they are not allowed to eat anything on the hotline. However, with proper mentorship and education, they're making those wise decisions and able to make those choices on their own. And the idea is to have a well-balanced meal that incorporates all those leafy greens and colorful vegetables.
This is where the British Army goes wrong. Nutrition is absolutely dog crap throughout the British Army and the cookhouses. And in Purbright, where the recruits go through, they put the cakes and custards first before you even get to your main meal. It's ridiculous.
Letting students make their own decisions is key. Short-term weight loss just won't work. The US Army audits weight throughout a soldier's career, and registering too heavy twice in 1 year can be grounds for permanent discharge.
Oh, wow, nice.
A fruit, nuts, sunflower seeds, just the best things for them. But try to keep the soldiers healthy and happy at all times.
Nutrition's one of the main domains that we go after. Nutrition is what's going to help the systemic problem and helping them lose that body fat. So the physical training is going to come second, but where we get our most bang for our buck is really the nutrition aspect of the Future Soldier Prep course.
Reword, translate, or rephrase, yes.
In one of the many classrooms on site, students on the academic version of the course are hard at work. Their goal is to pass the Armed Forces qualification test. As soon as they do, they can head straight off to begin basic training. For those on the fitness stream, the objective is to come within 6% of the Army's required body fat for their height. In both cases, they have around 90 days in which to do it.
I think it's an amazing opportunity to meet the youth of America halfway. Us investing in them. I mean, I would argue those that don't make it through either the academic or the fitness track are going back to society better because we're investing in them in life skills and getting them to understand how to better take care of themselves and invest in themselves and help them probably build a little confidence along the way. So I was really excited because I knew at the end of the day, I was actually going to get to make the difference in a lot of people's lives. I mean, we change lives every day here.
Today, 4 students who'd initially failed to get into the Army are graduating.
Nice.
It was just, I was too busy crying. I'm the sensitive one in the family, so I was too busy. I'm still crying. Very proud of him.
Among them is William. He didn't get in on account of his weight.
I'm one of the brothers that didn't get the good metabolism from my parents. The drill sergeants there, they helped motivate us and get us past.
How do they do that? How do they motivate you?
They yell. Yeah, they do what drill sergeants do best.
All right, get ready! Go!
Keep working.
Most of the U.S. has been more overweight in most recent years, and it's a fact. I'm one of them. And just having that program allows issues to be solved. It allows the military to get more members because I know they're struggling at the moment. It helps. It solves a lot of problems.
I love how honest he was, and it does solve a lot of problems. This is a very good idea, and it's great to see the Army doing this.
To date, only 3% of those starting the course have failed to make it. Almost 6,000 new soldiers who'd originally failed to get in the Army have already graduated. Hannah King, Forces News in South Carolina.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. It's great to see them sort of making changes, but positive changes, but also good scientific and just well planned physical nutrition plans and changes. It's just really good to see that they're not just going for the thrashing, the beastings. They're incorporating sleep, nutrition. Holistical can be quite difficult sometimes depending on who the person is, but just the basics like nutrition, sleep, and just good movement and training, burning more calories than you eat and getting the basics right. It's really good to see instead of them just thrashing them and breaking them. And they've only got a 3% fail rate, which is absolutely amazing. I'm not sure on the stats of the British Army. I know it was very positive and it did work. Hopefully they continue with all of this, especially the US Army. They're doing really well. As you can see, they've got an issue, especially when it comes to people being overweight. So it's great to see something like this. Keep it up. Looking forward to the next video. Remember to click the subscription button and I'll see you soon.